Well, good day to you fine folks. As you can see, we've made it back out to the woods. And not a moment too soon, because as you remember in the last video, I was in the city. And yeah, that was rough on me. That drained me. This is actually the next morning. I know it's a couple of days for you, but it's actually the next morning. As you can tell, I'm wearing the same hoodie. It's a little chilly out here. Beautiful sunny day though. There's the house. Yeah, it's supposed to be super warm today. I don't know. They're claiming it's going to be sunny and 72, which obviously it's sunny, but it's a little chilly right now, but I can tell the temperature's going up pretty quick. But what's on the agenda for today? First, I got to quit saying and second, I got to kind of decompress. I got to staying in town like that really beats me, it beats me up. I don't expect you to understand, but it just takes everything out of me. And I was watching a friend's live last night, and after it was over, I thought, well, I'd settle in, go to bed, get up early in the morning, come on back to my area. About 1 o'clock, I couldn't sleep, just tossed and turned and played on the phone and messed around. And about 1 o'clock in the morning, I said, I can't do this. So I threw the key in and gave her a twist, and we came on back to where we belong. But anyway, we're not going to ramble on that. Let me get you turned around. We'll go ahead and start today's little adventure. So what we're doing today, we're going to go check out an old homestead that I stumbled across. And just kind of poke around, see what we can find. So I got a long ways to go. I want to walk to these woods here, quite a long ways to get to it. And I've learned from the past that these leaves are quite loud and crunchy sounding. So I'm going to pause this, and when we get there, I'll bring you back. Okay, we've made it to the general area. And I'll go ahead and apologize now. These leaves are crunchy and loud. It's not a whole lot I can do about it. They're everywhere. But we're starting to get into what I think is an old homestead. Well, I know it is. Starting to see the garbage and debris. Some garbage there. There's some garbage. That's kind of a little bit too new though for this site. But here's some trash. Old bottles. Ooh, what old bottle is it? That's an old RC bottle. Royal Crown Cola. Wow, that's pretty cool. Too bad it's broke. Oh yeah. Got to go back and look at something. I'm glad I checked. Because of the last video, my microphone quit. I was checking it to make sure it was working. And I noticed this thing wasn't even recording. But I think the last clip we was talking about this old truck, and I was telling you the hood's right over here. And it's laying right there. I'm not going to go all the way back down there. But what I was telling you right there is you got to be careful walking around these homesteads, these old ones, because there's going to be old jagged metal and boards with nails in them. Make sure you're wearing good shoes. But the most important thing you got to look out for is none of these homes had running water, like city water. They used wells. And a lot of them out here, these wells are still open. There's big holes in the ground. And I've run across some that's had like sticks falling on top of them and the leaves pile up. And if you ain't careful, you walk right into it. You'll never get out. This site we're on now actually has an open well on it. We're going to go look at it. I believe the actual home site is this direction. That old truck's behind me. I feel like what we're walking on was the road. Like what you're seeing right through there. I think that was the road coming into the old homestead. And I'm pretty sure the house was sitting right over here, based on some stuff I found. Like I said, I've never been here. I located this here last week, I think it was, and I'm hung on briars. I'm coming back today to check it out. I gotta get through here. Sorry for the fancy camera work. I'm weaving through tree limbs and briars and watching the ground for holes. Alright, we're getting into where I feel like the area the house was. I can't remember where I found it. Somewhere I found where I think was the foundation of the house. Well, since we're already by it, I'll go ahead and show you. That's an old refrigerator. I did some research online. There's a model number on it. Right there. And I used that and did some research. That refrigerator is from around 1928 to 1935. And on average, they cost about $14, according to what I found online. There's quite a bit of junk here. We'll kind of walk around and look at it. But since we're right by it, I wanted to show you this. One of the most huge #1 dangers walking in the woods looking for old homesteads is that it's an open well. And I threw a rock down it when I came out here the first time last week when I found this place. That sucker is deep. I picked up one of these rocks, not quite one that big. It was more like that one right there. I dropped it in, and you could hear it going down. It was making a funny sound, you know, how water does. Then you couldn't hear it no more, but the bubbles kept coming up, which let me know it was still going through the water, still falling. And that lasted for, 30 seconds, 40 seconds. This well's got to be 100 feet deep. And that's very dangerous. Here's an old cistern. Some of y'all don't know what cisterns are. I don't really want to get too close to it because I don't know how stable the ground is. Old cisterns are either rock lined, brick lined, or concrete lined holes in the ground that they would store water in. They would either pump it out, say like that well he's looking at, and put it in the in-ground storage tank, or they would catch rainwater or whatever. And they can be anywhere from 10 feet deep to 30 feet deep. It just depends on how far down they dug. Here's some more trash. I think this is just going on what little bit I know. I think this is an old root cellar. And the reason I think that is when you can't always see it, but the sides are lined with rocks. But see how this hole is kind of like a square? Some people call them cellar holes. I call them root cellars. It's kind of shaped like a square. And then on each corner you got a big rock. There's a big one right there. If you look through the trees, there's 2 stacked over there. That corner has 3 stacked. Then you got this stacked. That's telling me there's a building. Used to be a building right here. And it had a basement, as a lot of people would know it as a basement. I don't think it was a house. I'm thinking it's more of storage. Kind of like, getting stuff out of the garden, potatoes and whatnot, food storage. I keep hearing something. Nothing, ain't Bigfoot. I thought I heard a vehicle. I'm way out here. But anyway, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what that is. No root cellar or something of that nature. And we got some more trash. It's pretty neat. I'm trying to watch where I'm walking. At the same time, I'm trying to look for stuff. Here's some more. Let me get the sun in front of me instead of behind me, creating a shadow. Yeah. Now, I'll tell you a little tip. If you want to go hunting for old homesteads, old houses out in the woods, look for these. We call them Easter lilies. I don't know what the actual name of them is. Here in Kentucky, we just call them Easter lilies. These are not, how can I word it? They don't naturally grow. That ain't really what I want to say either. They're most of your plants and trees are transplanted by animals. Birds eat seeds. They use the bathroom, drop seeds. Squirrels eat nuts. They drop nuts on the ground and stuff like that. That's how your trees and plants are moved around, transplanted to different areas. And these are not done this way. These have to be planted, physically planted in the ground. Now they'll come back every year, but didn't no bird or squirrel drop a seed here and make these grow. At some point, one point in time, a human being has put these here. And another telltale sign you're near where a house used to be or a homestead. They don't just randomly grow in, like, say, a pattern, so to speak. If you'll notice how this has got a little bunch over there, then there's a line of them coming down through there. And see how this bunch here makes a perfect line down through there? Then it goes and makes another pattern. Somebody has done this. A human being has planted these here. So if you're out in the woods or anywhere looking for old homesteads, that's another clue or telltale sign that at one time or another somebody has lived there. And of course, obviously, trash, debris. And I'm thinking, it's hard to show you on camera to see what I'm seeing. I'm thinking right here with some kind of walkway. Here, let me get on the other side. Right now, I think we're walking in some kind of walkway. Maybe the front entranceway to a house. Can see again how perfect line. You got the Easter lilies over here, a perfect line. Got this open space in the middle. I think they was lining a drive or a walkway, a pathway or something. And what to, I don't know. It does go right up to that area where the well's at. So maybe they had a garden right here or something. I don't know. I'm just speculating, guessing. Not really seeing any more evidence of life over in this area. Keep poking around a little bit, see what we can find. Well, actually I do. If you'll notice right here, right there's where I said it looked like there was some kind of walkway. Then you'll notice this depression right here in the ground. It comes by. Now, never mind the trees. Pretend like the trees ain't there. But you notice how that depression goes all on down around. I think that was some kind of road or a cart path, or I'm pretty sure that's what that was. It looks like it goes on down and curves around. Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think that's what that is. That's an old road bed or a cart path or something of that nature. I'm scanning around in the woods right now. Not really seeing anything else jumping out at me. We'll go back over here to where the trash debris is. I do see a game trail. We're walking on it right now. Can you see the game trail? That line right in front of us. It's where deer or something's been coming over here. And more than likely, they're going to that old well, getting them a drink, because that water's right at the top of the ground. So let's go this way. And again, I know these leaves are Probably super loud, and crunchy and cracking. I apologize for that. Here's some old fencing. Now this will help you date a home site too. I'm not real good at it, but I got a friend who is. He's kind of an expert on barbed wire and fencing. He can look at this barbed wire right here and tell you how old it is. Because over time they changed the designs of it. And I'm not real smart on that stuff. He is. I wish he was here, he could explain it. But he can pick up a piece of barbed wire and tell you, hey, that's from 1930 or, that's 1980 or whatever. But that'll help you date an old homestead too. I'm seeing what's confusing me. If you look right here, it don't really show up on camera. There's been a lot of traffic right there, a lot of foot traffic. So we may check that out too, see what's going on around there. But here's some more of the trash debris. Some old wash tubs. And, well, they could have used it for anything. I call them old wash tubs. Here's another clue how old this area may be. Well, one, the old fencing. See that old fencing with the looped wire? Hang on, I got the hiccups. Oh, goodness. The old fencing with the loop wire, that's pretty old. You ain't seen that in a long time. But the biggest clue right here that tells me how old this place is, look at that old bucket, that old pail. That tree has grown right inside of it. Now, that's not really what tells me how old this place is. The tree is what tells me. I'm just taking a guess, but if I had to take a wild guess, that tree is probably 50 years old, 40, somewhere in that area. I wouldn't really know it exactly without being able to count the rings inside. Depends on if the rings are real loose or real tight. But just taking a wild guess, it's 50, it could be 60 years old, 70, something like that. But it took a long time for that tree to grow up and fill that bucket up. That's pretty neat there. Actually, stand by just a second. I want to get a picture of that. That's pretty cool. Alrighty, we'll walk around here a little bit. Here's some more glass, some old jars. There's screw tops. Oh, here's their old heating stove. More than likely it's what they heated their house with. Possibly could have been a shed or a barn, but I'm pretty sure this is what they used to heat their house with. Hang on a second. See the old wood stove? Now that would have been an old barrel stove. Now, in general, the whole thing you're looking at is a stove, but this right here, that piece you're looking at in that hole, that's the door. That's where you would have put your firewood in. Actually, the door is missing, but that's the hole. And right here is where you would have, probably won't move. Yeah, it's froze up. But you would have slid that one way or other to let some air draw through there. And stovepipe to let the smoke come out. Would have came out that hole right there. And I'm just realizing this is homemade. That's a 50-gallon drum that they took a piece of metal and beat it down and riveted it on top of it. Now that's cool. That's awesome. That's the kind of stuff that makes this so fascinating to me. Like I always say, these old homesteads, these trash dumps and stuff, that's what tells the story of what went on here. It tells a story about the people, the trash you find. And the items on the ground is just that. It's just trash. But the story it tells you, it's just like looking at the pictures of somebody's life. Speaking of which, I want to get a picture of this. This is pretty cool. Alright, we're going to continue to roam around here. I'm trying to work around these trees and stuff. I'm not really seeing much more items on the ground. I'm trying to look and think at the same time. I can't do that. I mean, here's some more glass bottles laying here. Nothing really super old or screw tops. Some old pieces of metal laying on the ground there, just random buckets and things. Not really seeing anything else that jumping out at me. Let's go down here where I was seeing all that foot traffic. Oh man. Tell you, this springtime, the trees are starting to bud. These old dry leaves, and my allergies have just been destroyed the past couple of weeks. Let's see, I need to go this way. It's just some more old trash bottles on the ground, which is pretty neat, but they're not really super old. I mean, they're old. They're obviously probably older than you and me, but I'm talking about they're not like cork tops or nothing. And the area I'm in has a lot of Civil War history. The Confederate troops marched right through here. I mean, not very far, probably not even a mile that direction. Now, the exact path, no one knows, but there's been articles found and graves found that lets us know that they came right through here. Unfortunately, I would just have a heyday. I'd be in heaven if I could metal detect out here. But being in this national forest is not allowed. And, you know, it ain't worth getting caught doing it, paying a big fine. I see some more Easter lilies down here. And like I told you earlier, to a lot of people that would just be some old wildflowers growing, but they don't grow wild. I mean, they'll come back, but someone has to plant them where they're at. At one point or another, somebody had to put them there. So I see a bunch. That means somebody, more likely this family that lived here, more likely put them here. But I want to see why. And back in the old days, people was no different than you and me. They like to decorate things, make it look pretty and all that. So that's probably why they put these flowers down here. There was probably a structure of some sort, whether it be a house or a barn or whatever. But they put them here for a reason. I'm hung on the limbs. Actually, I'm starting to see a bunch of them down here. But I'm not seeing anything jumping out at me as far as old structure. We're still on their farm because I'm seeing fencing down through here. And it looks like I'm seeing another old roadbed. I can't tell just yet, but ow! Found a briar. These briars are tearing me up. Not seeing any brick or rock or anything unusual at the moment. Let's go this way. I tell you what, I'm gonna pause this. This video is gonna be another 3-hour video if I don't. I'm gonna keep walking around looking. If I find something, I'll bring it. All right, I've been stumbling around here about 20-25 minutes or so. We was way over there. You can't even see where we was at. But I found some more debris, and it's proof that at one time somebody was here. Can anybody tell me what that is? That old piece of metal? I'm not even going to say what it is. I know some of y'all's going to know. But I'm going to let you guess. If I can get around all these sticks and briars, I know exactly what it is. I'll give you a hint. Down there on the little piece of metals, There was supposed to have been some wheels on it. See if you guys can figure it out. Let go of my camera. I see a little bit more trash, nothing spectacular. Just some old, another one of the old wash tubs laying over there. Scanning around, looking for evidence of structures or road beds or something. Not seeing anything. Alright, let me pause this again. I'll look around a little bit longer. Alright, I've been walking about, I don't know, 45 minutes or an hour. I haven't found anything else. I've just made a huge circle. Where's it at? I think it's over there. That old homestead we found is probably a good 45 minutes that away. I've just been making a circle around what I felt like was the property. I've run across a bunch of fencing and I followed them till they disappeared or fizzled out. Didn't lead to nothing. Sometimes when you find fencing, it's laying on the ground, but you can tell which direction it was running. Sometimes you can follow that and run across maybe where no barn used to be or something of that nature. But I didn't have any luck with that. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to finish my circle. Well, what I do is when I find a homestead, I start circling it. And I just keep getting wider and wider and wider until I quit seeing signs of anything. And I've reached that point. I've gotten that real far. Like I said, it's probably, I'm just guessing, 45 minutes or an hour that away. Maybe not even that long. I've been going in a circle, so it seems like, you know, I'm way off. It's at least 30 minutes that way, I know. But I'm going to continue this pass here and head back to where I'm parked, probably where I'm going to camp tonight. And I'll bring you back when I get there, unless I see something cool along the way. So give me just a second. Well, give me about an hour. Just a second for you. And I want to bring you back real quick because I want to admit to you something that don't happen very often. But I'm willing to admit when it does. I have been walking in a circle, going up and down hills, zigzagging. I see something, I walk over to it. Saw something, walk over to it. And I've actually got turned around. If you'll notice, everything looks exactly the same. Yeah. To be truthful with you, I can't tell you which direction I need to go to get back to the van. And I'm not trying to be funny. This isn't fake. I'm being for real. I've sat here and walked in circles and zigzagged around till I broke my cardinal rule. When you're in places like this, you need to stop, take mental notes around you, find landmarks, funny shaped trees, broken trees, maybe big rocks. Take visual notes which way you came. Well, I got so wrapped up and caught up into trying to find stuff. I haven't been doing that. Now here's the thing, I'm not panicking. I'm not even worried, not scared.
You got mail.
I got mail. Did you hear my phone? But the reason I'm not panicking or scared or worried is, for one, I've got a pretty good idea how to follow the sun, which way it rises and sets, which is right now, it's right in my face. Rises in the east, sets in the west. So that tells me which direction that is, which in turn tells me which way north and south is. I know where I was parked. I was parked south of me, based on where the sun's at and everything. I was parked south of me. I've got that. But the number one thing I have, you probably won't be able to hear it. I do know the main highway is over there, the Blacktop Highway. I'm on a gravel service road, but I do know the Blacktop Highway I came in on is right over there, that direction. You probably can't hear it, but I can hear cars going down through there. I hear a motorcycle or something. Now you may not be able to hear that, but I can hear it. So that tells me the highway I came in on is directly to my right. Now, it could be going left or right a little bit. Sound travels different ways, but I know it's right over there. Well, not right over there. I'm actually on the service road probably 4 miles, but I know it's that direction. I know the sun's right here. It's midday. What high noon, some people call it. Rises in the east, sets in the west. So I know south's that way. I park south of where I am, of the location I am right now. I know the highway's to my right, so I just need to walk a straight line this direction. That doesn't mean I'm going to come out right at the front door of the van, but I'll come out somewhere right there by it. So that's just a tip. When you go off in the woods, especially in the summer, when all the foliage is out, all the leaves and everything, you can't see 5 feet in front of you. Definitely take a mental note. Or if you have to, you can get a piece of paper and pen and write down your clicks and, write down your steps and, landmarks and stuff. Take a mental note. Even if you got phone, you can ping yourself on GPS, but that's not even reliable. What if your battery goes dead, or what if your phone, you drop it and break it, or whatever? Now you're stuck again. Take mental note. Find an old tree that's shaped funny, shaped like a Y, or a big old tree that's fallen over, or a huge rock or something. Take mental notes of landmarks, and you can find your way back. I didn't do that. Like I said, I made a mistake. Sometimes I get too confident because I've been coming to these woods for years, and I feel like, I can just go wherever I want. And I let my guard down, and I'm not even trying to be funny. I've turned around. Because of the sun and the noise and everything, I kind of know which way to go, but actually knowing which way to go, I don't know. I'm going to follow the sun and that noise. I'm going to head south, because right now it's 12, I just looked, it's 12:16, which is pretty much high noon. Sun rises in the east, sets in the west. I parked south of this location. I know that highway that I came in on is to my right, so that means I'm parked south, which is in front of me. I know the camera's turned around, but south is in front of me, so I need to head that direction. I'll see you when I get back to the van. All right, it's about 20 minutes later. Let me get this camera away from my head. It's about 20 minutes later. I just followed the general direction I thought I should be going. Kept the sun ahead of me somewhat. It's moving, but I kept the sun ahead of me somewhat. Kept that noise to my right, because I know that's the highway. Because when I came down the highway, I turned left to come down the service road. So I know I need to keep the highway to my right. Here, let me just turn you around. The last time I talked to you, we was way down there somewhere. Probably 20 minutes, however long I've been walking. I came up over this hill, I popped up over this hill, and guess what I saw? You remember that? Remember the old homemade stove? There's all that debris filled, so I can either cut up through all that old viney, old skinny limbs and trip and fall down, or I can go over to the debris field, I don't know, a few minutes, then turn left and cut up through there, and we'll be at the house. So, my takeaway, my little clue to you, little tip, whatever you want to call it. First and foremost, pay attention to where you're at, where you're going. Like I said, take mental notes, which obviously I know where I am now because we're pretty much at the homestead, all this debris. But just for an example, like that old wood stove, that's something you'll remember. Hey, I walked by that, or maybe more realistic, more reality, like this old cedar tree that's fallen down. That's pretty neat, got moss on it. Something like that. Remember, just pick some out, some kind of landmark every 5 minutes or so. Keep an eye on where the sun's at, and you'll be all right. But the main thing is, do not panic. If you find yourself in a situation, and it will happen, it could happen, and I hate to say it, but more likely at one point, if you get out here and tromp around like I do every day, it will eventually happen. You know, I feel like I'm pretty well been over every inch of these woods, and it just happened to me. So, but the main thing is, don't panic. Panic will do nothing but make it worse. You'll just start freaking out, going in circles and running up down hills. And next thing you know, it's dark and you're lost. So just stay calm, find your bearings, try to remember, if you came in a car, try to remember where you parked. Look at the sun. Maybe if you're near a highway, or there's that old truck, near a highway or interstate or whatever, listen for noises, vehicle noises. If nothing else, you know, if you're not able to find maybe where you parked or where you came in at, nothing else, listen for noises like vehicle noises, or a tractor somewhere in some farmer's field, or just any kind of noise that you recognize as being people. Follow that noise. You know, worst case scenario, if you're not able to find your way back to where you've been, you know, originally started, follow that car noise or tractor, or, you know, whatever you're hearing. It'll at least get you to where people are. You know what I'm saying? Right. I think I'm gonna end the video right here. Big old pond right there. Pretty neat. But anyway, I'm gonna end the video right here. I appreciate everybody who hangs out with me, my subscribers, new and old. Say hello to my family, my friends. Say hello to someone. I just found out the nickname Pork Chop. That is funny. Say hello to Pork Chop. And yeah, just get out there and enjoy life. Do not waste it sitting in the house, staring at the TV, burning your brain up with a bunch of garbage. Get out, enjoy life. I know I say it over and over like a broken record, but life's short. It goes by so fast. That doesn't mean you gotta buy an old raggedy van or RV and sell everything you own and jump in it, take off and live in the woods. I'm not saying you gotta do that. Just get out. If you got a dog, grab your dog, go for a walk around your neighborhood, go to your local park. If you ain't got a dog, grab your fishing pole, go down to the river. Just do something. Get out, enjoy life. Don't waste it, because when the day is gone, it's gone forever. You're never going to get it back. You're never going to get a redo. You can't get up tomorrow and redo today. It's gone. It's done. So don't waste it. Get out there and enjoy life. Till I see you next time. God bless you.